Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, back to preview some upcoming projects and to show you what $100 bought on Facebook Marketplace. So we've talked a lot about how do you acquire used reels, what do you look for, how do you price it to make sure that you're going to get your value out of that, and where do you go to look for them. And we've talked about flea markets, we've talked about tag sales. We've talked about fishing-specific flea markets that are hosted around the country, and we've also talked about online, eBay, and Facebook Marketplace. And Facebook Marketplace has the advantage of connecting local sellers with local buyers, and one of the reasons it's an advantage is that you avoid the postage and the shipping and the handling and the fees that are normally associated with something like an eBay, where you buy a reel at retail and then you wind up paying another $10 to ship it, and the seller has to recover some fees in there as well. So I look for quantity in the deals, trying to make my money, and we try to figure out how it is. So this lot cost me $100, and roughly speaking there's about 14 reels in here. So let's go over them and we'll talk a little bit about some upcoming projects. So I'm just going to set this aside so that we can take a look at what we've got here. And the first one up is an Akuma Epixer. It's a 10 ball bearing reel. It's the 30 size, I think. Yeah, it's the EF30A. This one's working fine. And I always look for reels, whoop, a little tight there. Okay, so we're going to have to fix the bail on that one. But the nice smooth drag and everything in between, we'll use that as a project, show you how to fix that bail. Now, I always look for reels to go to folks that I know that sell at flea markets. That's an attractive reel, and it's, you know, a $10 reel or something. And that's how I estimate these. I said if I got 14 reels in there, I can get $10 each for them, then that's $140 on the cost of 100 is 40% profit at a minimum. Okay, next up is one of my favorite reels. It's the Daiwa Gold Series. It's a GX15X. It's got line wrapped all around it, so it's a little hard to tell. But what I do when I examine it is the bail flipping, which it is. Can I get some motion in the gearing? I can. It does go front and back, and it does. So we'll show you how to tune this one up. But one of my favorite reels. That's the Gold Series and the Silver Series were in the 1980s, and they worked out very well. All right, next up then is a Mitchell 410. It's the blue body versus the black body. It's a high-speed version of the reel, and again, you would take a test on this one. This one's not firing on the bail. It does trip, but it doesn't go all the way back. What that means is there's a lot of dirt in that bail. That bail will work fine. We'll probably do this as a project. I don't think I've done a 410, so we'll do this as a project. Cosmetics to me don't mean much. Again, I try to take these fishing. Again, if I can average $10 to $15 a reel, I'm well ahead of the game in terms of making those work. One of the things that caught my eye with this deal was these are all name brand reels for the most part. They're not what I would consider throwaway reels. They can be repaired, and if not, I can use them for parts in the future. So this one is a Daiwa J13. I think we've done some on that series. Again, this one turns real smooth. Cosmetically, it's a mess, but the bail is tight again. Nothing that a little WD-40 isn't going to fix on that. So that's 4. Okay, then we go to a rear drag reel. This one's probably what I see a lot of with these Abu reels. The paint and everything is not very good. This is the Cardinal 556 reel. It is a saltwater rear drag reel. I'll probably take this apart just to show you the principles behind the bigger reels, but for the most part this has no resale value. It's lost all of its paint in that. But Jane down in Mississippi has been kind enough to take some of the reels that I don't intend to resell, and maybe this one will wind up in Jane's parts bin. Here's another Cardinal. This one is much better condition. It's a 554. This one's working fine. It's a rear reel drag. I don't even know if I have to do anything other than clean this one up, but again, that's worth a couple of dollars. Oops, rear drags seem to be something of a theme. This is probably another one that'll go to Jane. This is a Black Hawk. I think it's Eagle Claw maybe. Oh, this is a Fenwick. Okay. This is a Fenwick reel. It's got the fast cast. Doesn't seem like the anti-reverse is working. Oh, there we have, because it's the fast cast. Okay, so we got a Fenwick. We just dumped a couple of reels on the ground, so we'll take a moment to recapture them. Because we're still going. Stay with those reel drags. So how did this seller get these reels, and why was he selling these? So he frequents a lot of garage sales, from my understanding. He has something in mind in terms of what he's looking for. A lot of these come in batches, and for example, he doesn't fish rear drag reels, so a lot of these just wound up on a pile. And after a while, he just said, you know, I'm getting tired of these being in a pile, and just want to sell them. So that's kind of how this worked. Here we are. This one is this is a Shakespeare reel. Shakespeare's are solid little reels for freshwater. That one will doesn't even require much. Next up then is another Mitchell. In this case it's the old 300. You can't kill these reels. You can try. You can't kill them. This one's tight, but it's working. So it's all tied up here with the line. So, you know, one of the things I've always preached is that when you finish a season, finish the line, get it off of there. But a lot of folks just, I guess they put them aside somewhere, hoping to take them out and forget about them, and that's life after that. All right, next up then is this is a Daiwa. It's the Force series, and it seems to be turning, other than a bunch of lousy line. But again, I did this with each one that we had looked at, and I made sure that they were turning, and if not, I kind of discounted them. There's another one. This is the Okuma Stratus. It's a nice little reel. It's turning fine. This one, I think, just strip the line off and clean it up, and that one will be out there fishing real soon. Here's this is a Bass Pro, Bass Pro Extreme. It's a nice little reel. I don't know if we're going to sell this one, or if I'm just going to put it on the pole and give it a shot. It's loaded with braid. Its capacities are 4 to 8 pound capacities. It's a nice little bass reel or a trout reel. I may just give this one a try before we go far. Clean reel. Looks like new braid. We'll pull a braid anyway, but clean reel. Certainly ready to go do some fishing with that. All right, then we're coming over to 3 reels that are ocean reels. The first one is the old Penn Delmar. It's a nice reel. It's working. Just needs a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of love. And we have one I just worked on. This one seems like it's in the same condition. This is a Shakespeare SKP 2000. We just showed you how to tune this one up in a prior video. I'm going to do the same thing with this. These are hard to kill. And then the last one is one that I think Matt may have sent in, maybe not. This is an Ocean City 1591. It's an older 50s style reel, and level line and everything's working fine on it. So what do we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 reels for $100. So the average on that, if my math is good, is $6 and a few cents. 10 cents, 20 cents, something like that. So if I can sell these for $10 each to somebody who's going to sell them at the flea market, or if I can put them on some rods and the like, then we can do ourselves some justice there. Oh, there's one more, and I forgot about this one because this one caught my eye. So this is a Mitchell. It's the 308A. Not as popular as the 308, but it's the lightweight Mitchell freshwater reel. This one's missing a bail, but I believe I have the bail. This reel changed. The 308 changed. The 308A changed from the 308 mechanically inside, as well as the bail mechanism, but it's certainly something that could be put back together, and I'm probably going to do that. For the most part, the reels that I fish freshwater are the 308s. So, well, that makes it 16, and it makes the average at $6 a piece. So if that wasn't enough, if we said we could get $10 for each of those reels, some are valued a little bit higher, a couple of maybe a little bit smaller, but that would equal $160, and the return on your investment for the time to clean them up, and that would be $60 if you're doing this as a business. So here's the last part of this thing. I got a container full of spools. I counted these already. There's 23 spools. Almost all of these spools are name brand reels, and they're pretty much current line. So for example, here's a Shimano Symmetry. That's the 750. Here's a Cabela's Tournament. Here's an Okuma Tour. Daiwa Prodigy. But the point is that there is a Stratic, Shimano Stratic. So the point of these is, this might be where all the money is. So think of it, if you put here's a Cardinal, for example. So if you put these on eBay and you were selling them for $10, by the time you got done with shipping and eBay fees, you would net $5. So if you can net $5 on 23 of those, if the people who can do the math fast, that's $115. Don't go buying a lot of spools just for the sake of thinking, okay, I'm going to do 115 on the spools. These things do take a long time to sell. You have to find the right person with the right reel who's going to want to purchase these. But if you do, if you have the time and you have the patience, you can make your money back real quick. So we said there's $60 in those reels at a minimum in terms of profit. Could be $100 plus in terms of profit here. So the whole deal then, if I paid $100 for 16 reels and 23 spools, I'll be well ahead of the game pretty quickly. One more point of note on these is, even if you don't sell the spool, all of these spools came with the drag stacks, which included the metals as well as either the felts or Teflons or fabric washers that lie underneath. And sometimes that's the value of it. If you have somebody come into your shop, needs a repair, and the drags are frozen, that spool can be used for the spare parts, and you can recover your money that way. So we're going to do a lot of those reels that I showed you as upcoming projects. I don't know where I'm going to start. If you have a favorite, please leave it in the comments, and we'll be happy to tear it apart, put it back together, service it in between, and show you how that works. I do appreciate all of you watching these videos. I ask that you comment and subscribe. That's how my channel improves, and that's how I stay doing these videos on YouTube. So with that, I thank you for watching. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day, and good luck finding these in the flea markets, the tag sales, and online.